Yes. We should place before the install initialize. There will be one button called install initialize action. Okay. Just like I showed you some actions, right? Opening with Orca. Here in this MS it is not install. Oh, sorry, execute sequence. See, there is a called install initialize. See, Kitana. Install initialize is there, right? So, if you want to do something, you should keep the custom action above this install initialize. Okay. While creating a custom action, you will get that option. If you're using some other tools other than advanced installer, you will get an option while you are creating to select that particular location where you want to execute. Okay. So that location is before install initialize, you should place that custom action. Okay. This before this. If you want to execute during a deferred mode, what is a deferred mode? Deferred custom action?
We can execute during installation or after.
Yes, during installation means between install initialize and install finalize. Okay. Between install initialize and install finalize. There will be one more install execute will also be there actually. It is not showing for some reason. But usually it will be there here install execute and then you will have install finalize. Okay. So in that case you should place the custom action. If it is a immediate mode, you should place before the install initialize. There it is. Before install initialize, if you are placing some custom action, that is an immediate. If you are placing after the install initialize and before the install finalize, if you see install finalize is the final action. Okay. Final action that is run in an MSI. And this is a sequence. The sequence is the order in which the actions are executed. Okay. Got it. That's what I want to tell. Okay. And there are two types of custom actions in this deferred and immediate also. See, if I'm keeping a custom action in my application, okay, I'm keeping a custom action, but that custom action is such that like if that custom action is executed only, then only I'll go to the next step. Okay, that is one type of custom action. Means that custom action should execute completely, then only I can go to the next step in the MSI. That is called synchronous custom action. Okay. And the second one is asynchronous. Asynchronous means I have a custom action that will run. Even if it fails also, my next step in the installation will run. I have kept a custom action, but something in the custom action is wrong. Okay. The script is wrong or some file is wrong or whatever is wrong. There is something wrong with the custom action. The custom action failed. But still the installation, main application installation doesn't fail and it continues to install. That is called asynchronous. See, if a student gets passed, okay, in an examination, he'll go to the next class, right? If he passes the examination, then only he'll go to the next step. That is called synchronous. Means if a custom action is run successfully or completely and successfully. Okay, synchronous means custom action is run completely and successfully. This is called synchronous custom action. And if a custom action is there, this has run completely or incompletely also. This can also be there. Incompletely. But the result is a failure. Okay. The student had failed the exam. The custom action has failed. But still the main MSI installation will continue without any further errors related to custom action. Okay. It won't show any errors related to custom action. It will continue with the installation. That is called asynchronous. Here, see, in synchronous, custom action run completely and successfully and then goes to next step. If in synchronous only, if there is custom action which fails, see, I have kept a custom action and I have set the mode to be a synchronous custom action, but it got failed. What will happen? The main MSI installation will fail. Try to understand slowly. Synchronous means in sync with the MSI. It will run in sync with the MSI. It will run completely If it is successful, the MSI installation will continue. If it is failed, the MSI installation will also fail. It won't execute next actions. Okay, you gave a custom action to give permissions. That has completely run and the permissions are successfully applied, and then the MSI is continuing its installation and coming to the finish tab and the installation is complete. That is synchronous. You have a custom action to give permissions, but the permissions giving is failed. The custom action has an error and the installation ends then only. It won't continue the other MSI installation. Okay, that is synchronous. This is like a told you, right? If the student is pass only, then only he will go to the next class, like this. Asynchronous means if you are failed also, you will go to the next step. That is asynchronous. This is just an example. No need to implement in your packages. Actually, nowadays they are not using the synchronous and asynchronous. They are directly using what I showed you in the advanced installer, like immediately or being modified like this. If you're using an admin studio tool, you can use the concept like where you need to put that particular custom action. Putting this custom action is the important one. Even in interviews also, they'll ask where you will keep the custom action, in between which actions. That's it. Okay. You got it?
Amulya,
Yeah, Srila.
Amulya, in this synchronous and asynchronous modes itself, we have something like it waits. Some kind of such options are there, right? Some
that will be like UA mode only, right? That will show you the thing, right? Like wait for the custom action to complete, like that.
Okay.
Yeah, you have options which are readable, I'm saying, which you can read and understand. Okay, just like in the morning I showed you, right? Which table? Property, which table was that? Launch condition table. So what it has a description, right? So similarly, in that you will have a UI to see and read the description, and accordingly you can adjust. In advanced installer, that is the main beauty, right? Here you no need to check whether which table is there, which action I should give. You should only click the option. You should select whether immediate or deferred. Or if you want to run something during rollback, like if you have a custom action which needs to be run if the installation fails, what is rollback? If the installation fails, the installation will go back to its previous state of the machine. So if you want to run a custom action during that phase, you can select it directly. See, the advanced installer is very easy to use, but in an actual interview, most of the organizations can have admin studio. So you should be familiar with these steps where you will use it. I am going to give you this documentation so you can go through it, and if you have any doubts also, please connect with me one-to-one also if you need it, so that we can repeat. Okay, sometimes I'm repeating too many times also. So, okay, after the system has been modified. So here there are some things very much. Okay, so you can just click and understand. I'll just try to run the video completely. Okay, you got it right. In an advanced installer tool, you have the custom actions. You can directly search and select the particular custom action. Use the script here. Select the relevant options. See, here there are one more point to be noted here. See, there is execute options. What are the execute options? You can run with full privileges. No admin required. Okay. Here, there is one more option which I told you just now. Fail installation if custom action returns an error. What is this custom action? Synchronous or asynchronous? If the custom action fails, the installation should fail. What kind of application it is? Synchronous. Good. This is a synchronous one. Okay. So, and also this custom action should run in which phase? During installation or during uninstallation or during only first time installation? You have options here. Or during an upgrade only. See, you have a custom action to uninstall or delete some file related to the previous application. Okay, previous version. You are on 2.0 version. You want to delete something related to 1.0 because the application is not uninstalled completely. It has kept some files. Okay, leftover files are there. So you want to delete those files. So you can write a custom action and check upgrade so that this custom action can run only during upgrade. Okay. So you can select an option when this particular custom action should execute. Okay, that's it. Next after that, just explaining that in which mode it should install, or you can. This is the same thing. The conditions. We can give by properties also the conditions. It's checking the place where it should install, what it should do. It should during install files. See, he is also creating a custom action for uninstall. If you see, he has created a custom action before for install, and now he is creating a custom action for uninstall. And he will check the option. Which option he will check? He will check the uninstall. This custom action should run only during uninstall. Okay. And he comes to the table, and he's after creating a custom action, an entry will be created under the custom action table. After he has created manually, what he did, he came to the custom action tab first and created the custom actions. And then after the completion of custom action creation, he came to the table editor. Okay. And then he came to the custom action table, and he can see his entries here. Whatever he created are present in the tables. So whatever you do in an MSI, that will be related to the database or the tables. Tables are nothing but database, or database are nothing but tables actually. Okay. What is database again? This is nothing but files and registries in your MSI. Okay. Database is nothing but whatever files and registries are holded in that MSI. Okay. We'll just a technical term called database. And by this you understand that everything is related to tables. Whatever action you perform, even if you add a file, delete a file, you create a registry, you create a custom action, everything will be mapped to that particular tables in the MSI. Okay. If you're not doing anything with tables, you can use custom actions. Like you can do an action with some table also, or you can do with custom action also. That is your choice. Okay. Just for a few more minutes, I'll end it. Okay. So the custom actions are created, and you can see the custom actions entry in custom action table along with the install execute sequence. Okay. Install execute sequence is nothing but the order in which the application will install. These are the actions that will run one by one based on the sequence number. Okay. Here also the entries has formed. నువ్వు మాట్లాడు సెవెల్ నువ్వు మాట్లాడు అమ్మ కాల్లో ఉందని చెప్పు. Okay, so now he has just saved his MSI, whatever he has done changes, right? He just saved it. Okay, and he is running that MSI. See, he has saved this particular MSI which he has created. Build, save or build is same thing, guys. Okay, if you click on build, it will check all the tables whether there's a write or not. After building, he is just running the MSI that is created. Okay, that he is modified, and during the installation, it is popping up the custom action because he has given the script such that it will give a window saying that the custom action is being executed. Okay. If you want it to be in a silent mode, the some script that's based upon your script. He has given something like a message box in the script. Means pop out a message box to the user. Okay. So that's why we are able to see this custom action. Now during installation, the custom action is shown. After clicking finish, it is done. Now he is uninstalling. If you see, in the earlier phase, he has installed, and we can see the install custom action. And now he is showing up the uninstall custom action. Okay. Now the installation has finished. Uninstallation has finished. So that's all. I'm sharing this in the chat box. Same video, I'm sharing it in the chat box. Please go through it. Okay, and custom action also. Okay, I'm done with everything, but one last step. The permissions, what I told, we can give permissions using the script I told, right? By using script and placing that script in the custom action, we can give permissions to a particular folder. If we want to give some permissions to this training folder, I can use the custom actions and then give the permissions, okay, through package. Similarly, I can also give permissions using log permission table. Please concentrate. This is also an interview question. Log permission table. Okay. Instead of custom action, you can use entry log permission table is there. In that table, you can you make an entry such that it will give permissions. Okay. And using this log permission table, If you are giving permissions, what is the difference means? It will override the existing permission. Okay. If there are some permissions on this folder already, like modify permissions are there. There are levels of permission, you know, right? Security. See, if you see here, what are the permissions? Full control, modify, read and execute. If some permissions are like that, like if there are earlier only read permissions are there for the user. Okay. If you are applying some modify permissions now, so everything will be changed, override. If there are any previous permissions, that will be overwritten. So that's why we normally won't use long permission table. But this is an interview question, like why you can't use a log permission table instead of a custom action to give permissions. We are not preferring to use this log permission table because this will override the existing permissions if any. Okay. Got the point?
Got it, Anju.
Okay. That's it guys. That's all for today. If you have any doubts, you can ask me.